Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Key coming at y'all boys with a brand new video, and today we're getting into the dark truth of ZackTV. We're going to be going ahead and tapping into his history, his tragic passing, and giving him his flowers as well, man. Legendary, to say the least. Really the first person out here who will go do an interview on 63rd in Tuckerville, and they go turn around and do an interview in O Block with no issues, and they all doing millions of views. A legend. Let's check it out. Damn, is this a documentary?
Oh man, it's my swag, man. Y'all, hey, read the back of my shirt for me, homie. What that say? Follow me at ZackTV1. You know what I'm in. It's 10-5, wild 100. You know what the fuck we in. Dirty block, 10-5 monkey game, man. Get with it or get lost. What I'm saying, we from a dirty block. 10-5, we get it in. You understand what I'm saying? On Shannon, ain't nothing shaking. Don't worry about that, man. You ain't about that life. And Tay-Tay, I know you ain't about that life. You understand?
16 and I was touching some money. You ain't never so rich to see that shoebox 4.
Grew up in the Wild Hunters, south side of Chicago, 10526 South State Street. Crazy neighborhood. Notorious for drug sales, shootouts, prostitution, anything and everything, you name it. I saw.
Who you got live and fresh on ZackTV, man?
You got motherfucking 600 boy LA, man. LA
I never
Capone,
knew
man.
ZackTV was a rapper, though.
OC2 boys, man. Team
Ronzo
600.
number 9, man.
This is a legendary interview.
Man, what's good, man?
Zach left a little early before the show ended, so he can be outside on the front waiting for Fresh. When Fresh came out, he was telling Fresh get his ass in the car, showed him his pipe and everything, like, no, get your ass in the car, niggas on that with you, like, you know what I'm saying?
Zach had a pipe on him?
Went. Yeah, Zach had a pipe on him. And motherfuckers supposedly saying Fresh getting up in that car, you know what I'm saying? And that's what made them get on that car.
Gotta
Manny
get
Fresh?
my boy in here. He on house arrest.
Is that his name?
On
No.
phone,
That's
Still
not
going
Manny Fresh.
crazy.
God's up, you know what the fuck it is, nigga. AMG Fresh.
Zach,
nigga.
that
Until
nigga
God
right here.
tell
Okay,
you-
so this is who it is. So supposedly he got killed really because of somebody else. Oh shit.
Nigga, you know,
Poppin', what's poppin', YouTube world? Been dying to get on here, man. We could bring Duck and E-Day together. That'd be nuts, man.
Let's try that.
Let's do it. I tried numerous times. You know what I'm saying?
What up, YouTube family? This is the Sticky Situation TV presents. Before we start the video, make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It really helps me out, and I'm on the road to reach 100K subscribers by the end of the year. Anyways, let's get to the video. So today we're going to Chicago, Illinois. In 2012, the world was introduced to a new sound in rap music that would change the culture forever. A hip-hop subgenre called drill or drill music that originated in the inner cities of Chicago. Rapper Chief Keef put a spotlight on Chicago when he dropped his major hit I Don't Like, featuring Lil Reese, that shook the world. The Chicago music scene
Back when
was on
everybody
the
blunts
brink
was the
of a
size
new
of a
era.
McDonald's straw.
Drill was already
Small as
huge
hell.
in the streets of Chicago, but it broke through on a major level
even a
all around the
McDonald's
world.
straw. That shit was
The
like
genre progressed into the
them
American
coffee straws,
mainstream.
them black coffee
Labels
straws.
flocked to the city of Chicago to sign
crazy.
emerging rappers like Chief Keef, Lil Durk, King Louie, G Herbo, and Lil Bibby, just to name a few. There was up-and-coming rappers coming from all over the city, jumping on the new wave, trying to be the
Facts.
next Chief Keef. This new era in Chicago was also the era where the city was in the midst of a major gang war between the Black Disciples and the Gangster Disciples, when rapper Lil Jojo was shot and killed in September 2012 for dropping a major diss to the Black Disciple gang called BDK that put a big target on him and his gang. Drill rappers started a new trend with rapping about murders, dissing the dead, and gang rivalry. In the midst of the drill scene in Chicago, an up-and-coming YouTuber, Zack Stoner, aka ZackTV, also started a trend and was the first YouTuber to get a glimpse of the reality in Chicago. ZackTV was known for going all around Chicago, doing hood vlogs and interviews with the up-and-coming rappers from the city, giving them a platform where they could promote themselves. ZackTV was also the first to interview rapper Chief Keef before he blew up, which was uploaded on YouTube February 17, 2012. ZackTV was going to every hood with a camera, doing legendary interviews with rappers like LA Capone, Rondo No. 9, FBG Duck, OTF Newski, and many more. He would also do hood vlogs with notorious gangs like 051 Young Money, introducing them to the world. Although ZackTV was in his own lane getting money and being a rising YouTuber, he was from a known gangster disciple hood in Chicago called Goontown 105 MMG that was located on 105th and State. But being from a hood didn't stop ZackTV from accomplishing his dreams and goals. His passion was for videography and being a YouTuber. He started uploading videos.
They wasn't up in the hundreds like that. I think I remember them doing like one in the hundreds, but I remember for the most part he was focused really on that core South Side Chicago, like Lil Durk, Lamron, like I want to say like 50th, like that area from like basically I'm gonna say 51st to like 70th. I don't remember too much, like even though he was all over the city, like the legendary ones that I remember, it was really like that core area right there.
On his YouTube with him and his friends, but then he began doing interviews and hood vlogs, which he got his recognition from. ZackTV was the first to go all around Chicago in the trenches, giving these up-and-coming rappers exposure, which was never done at the time. He was definitely the pioneer of doing content like he was, and with his respect, he was able to go through different hoods without any issues. Zack had so much love and respect in the city, he was never picking sides and would do content in many different hoods that were in odds with each other. The city knew ZackTV had good intentions and would never have any issues with him for doing content with one of their ops. ZackTV would go further with his videography and journalism when he would be interested in the death of Kenneka Jenkins, a 19-year-old female from Chicago who was found dead in a freezer after a night of partying on September 10, 2017. The death of Kenneka Jenkins went national due to the mysterious death that she had encountered. ZackTV began covering the case of Kenneka Jenkins on his own YouTube channel. He started trying to crack the case himself and interview people that were friends and family with her about the situation. ZackTV began getting death threats for getting too involved with the case.
You see what I'm saying, bro? I'm telling you, Zach, fall back, bro. It ain't worth it, bro, to be fucking with these high powerful people unless you got God on your side.
So tell me this. So yo, you know everybody know, I got the Irene interview and I got 3 more powerful interviews. I really want to drop them and leave this shit alone. But my life been threatened numerous times, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't drop this shit. If you drop it, you put the hotel in danger. All type of other shit. I don't even talk about it. I just stay with the rappers now. But should I just drop it and say fuck what everybody got to say?
Man, I'm going to leave it up to you, man. What you need to do, don't ask me, man. You need to go into prayer, man. You need to ask the universal Most High God what you should do. Because when you playing with this type of stuff, if you ain't ready for spiritual warfare, don't even go in this direction. Because all wars ain't physical. This shit right here is deep, bro. These people been running the world, man, before we even came here, man. They in every city and they in every town. I don't care where you
other
go.
Shit. I see what bro talking about. I'll be looking at him the same way. What the fuck is he talking about?
And the reason why you got kicked off of Facebook, bro, because you can help put the pieces together.
Although he was getting death threats, it wouldn't stop him from trying to get to the truth. ZackTV's platform was growing, and he continued to do his content, racking up thousands of subscribers on YouTube. Fast forward to May 29, 2018, entrepreneur Chicago King Dave would host an event at a nightclub called Refuge. Numerous local rappers were set to perform that night. Chicago King Dave had everything set up and would stop accepting any more rappers to perform at the club. But at the last minute, ZackTV called King Dave wanting him to add his friend AMG Fresh to perform. Chicago King Dave made it an exception for AMG Fresh to perform, so ZackTV came to the club to meet with his friend AMG Fresh. AMG Fresh came to the club with his girlfriend because it was her birthday and he had to perform. Another friend of ZackTV that goes by T Streets also performed that night at the club. While T Streets and AMG Fresh performed, ZackTV was there to support and record both of them. Everything was going smooth until AMG Fresh went up to perform. ZackTV overheard a group of men tripping on AMG Fresh, pointing him out saying, "Isn't that the dude who be with the BDs?" Zack also heard the group of men planning out how they were gonna jump AMG Fresh while he was on stage. When the group of men was gonna do what they were planning, ZackTV stopped them and talked them out of doing anything to AMG Fresh. While all that was going on, AMG Fresh had no idea what was going on. After ZackTV felt the bad vibes in the club, he left early before the club ended, looking nervous. After ZackTV left the club, he went to get his Jeep so he can pull up to the club, get AMG Fresh, and leave after the club ends.
When I'm not gonna cap though, when you know it's some people out here who really in tune with what they in tune with, you know what come with dealing with them. Especially in a situation like, I'm not riding no car with you, bro. If you got some ops that you know will come shoot this bitch up, you can't get in the car with me, bro. And no, you can't drive my car either, because then they're going to be thinking that's your car, and they're going to be looking for that car. And when they find it, they're going to air that shit out again. It just looked like it was a case of bad judgment. You feel me?
TV seen AMG Fresh, he was trying to get him in the Jeep so they can leave. But since AMG Fresh didn't know the issue that was going on, he wasn't tripping and was trying to hang out some more since it was his girlfriend's birthday. While ZackTV was trying to get AMG Fresh in the Jeep, he was showing him his gun to let him know that they were in a bad situation, and told AMG Fresh to get in the Jeep so they can leave. AMG Fresh wasn't taking Zack seriously, but he finally listened and got in the Jeep with ZackTV, his girlfriend, and his other friend T Streets. When AMG Fresh got in ZackTV's Jeep, the group of men that was tripping on him earlier seen what car he jumped in. ZackTV drove AMG Fresh and his girlfriend to their car, which was 2 blocks away from the club. Once ZackTV got to their car, AMG Fresh's girlfriend jumped out and got into her car. While all this was going on, ZackTV decided to stay parked, explaining to AMG Fresh everything that was happening in the club with the group of men. At around 1:29 a.m., a minivan pulled up alongside of ZackTV's Jeep and began shooting into his car multiple times. Either AMG Fresh or T Streets returned fire. 2 bullet holes shattered the Jeep's windshield, and ZackTV was shot in the shoulder and behind his ear, lodging into his brain, which made him lose control of his Jeep and crash into a pole. After ZackTV crashed, T Streets and AMG Fresh both ran out the Jeep, jumping into AMG Fresh's car, and his girlfriend drove off because they didn't know if the shooters were coming back. Someone had recorded the whole situation from the top of a high building. In the video, you can see the Jeep crash into a pole. You can also see T Streets and AMG Fresh both jumping out and leaving in the car that the girlfriend was driving. ZackTV was left slumped in his Jeep alone. Police pulled up at 1:35 a.m. discovering ZackTV shot in the Jeep. They also found his .40 cal pistol underneath his seat. He was never able to get a shot off. ZackTV was taken to the Northwestern Memorial Hospital, where he was later pronounced dead at 4:20 a.m.
So he got killed.
A popular YouTube personality is
put somebody on. Because the story that I got a while back was that he got killed on the highway, leaving the club. Some people follow him. They say he had his own beef going on because of the hood that he was from. He got killed by some of his ops, but it seems to be that he was a GD who got killed by some GDs who, or they don't have to be GDs to be into it with some BDs, but more than likely
gunned down while driving through Chicago's Printers Row neighborhood. He's identified as Zach Stoner, known on YouTube as ZackTV1. Around 1 in the morning, police say a gunman in another car pulled up alongside Stoner's vehicle near Clark and Polk Streets. Multiple shots were fired. Stone was hit at least once in the head, then lost control of his vehicle, crashing into a light pole. A witness, several stories up, posted this Twitter video moments after the crash. It appears to show a group of people at the scene getting into another vehicle, then driving off before police arrived.
When the world heard the news, nobody could believe someone like ZackTV was killed in his own city. ZackTV didn't have no beef going on, but he was from 10-5 Goontown, who had their own ops. When the video came out that someone recorded showing his 2 friends jumping out the Jeep and fleeing in another car, everyone thought that ZackTV was backdoored. Looking at the video without knowing what was going on, you would think that the video looked very suspicious. Rumors started going around that ZackTV's friend T Streets backdoored him. T Streets started getting death threats, and he was even feared for his own life. Another speculation was people thought ZackTV might have been killed over the Kanika Jenkins situation, since ZackTV was getting a lot of death threats. Some people also believed he might have gotten killed because his cousin is Rome, a well-known gang member from 10-5 MMG, who's doing time in prison for a homicide. Since the rumors that T Streets might have backdoored ZackTV, it put him in a dangerous situation when the unfortunate happened. A week after ZackTV's death, on June 9, 2018, the day of ZackTV's funeral, T Streets was killed on a Southside Chicago street in a shooting with possible links to ZackTV. A police report noted T Streets had a large ZackTV tattoo on his back. T Streets live streamed himself at a police station days before he was killed, saying he was there to clear his name over false rumors that he helped ZackTV's killers. There's nothing to indicate he did. An officer in the video calls him a witness to the shooting. T Street's slaying is also unsolved. Police never announced arrests in the shooting of ZackTV, but police records obtained by the Associated Press reveal investigators believe they solved his homicide years ago when they arrested members of the Southside Chicago Perry Avenue gang. But prosecutors in 2019 declined to prosecute, and police were forced to release the suspects. Goontown and Perry Avenue are longtime enemies. For years, they have posted rap videos on social media taunting each other. Police say Perry Avenue, like Goontown, is a gangster disciple faction. Police say that the Cook County State's Attorney Office cited the possibility that the two sides in the shooting on May 30th, 2018 were mutual combatants. A disputed legal concept that's a
no way. How is it mutual combatants if he shot up his car?
Back to duels between nobles or prearranged gunfights in the Wild West. Mutual combat is a legal term that refers to when two people agree to fight each other in a fair fight without harming bystanders or damaging property. Basically, the gang that killed ZackTV got away with murder because it's unclear who initiated the shooting and who returned fire in self-defense. On an article I read about ZackTV's murder, said the case and arrest reports obtained in an open records request offer previously unreported details about what may have precipitated ZackTV's killing after he left a crowded Clark Street refuge bar. Relying on video, eyewitnesses, cell phone location data, and ballistics on a bullet removed from the 30-year-old's brain, police arrested 5 suspects aged 19 to 22.
But the thing about it is, I thought the mutant combatant shit in Chicago, I thought that was a new concept. I didn't know that they had that going on for that long. And this is another thing that just doesn't really make sense to me. So if these is the niggas who he seen in the club, who he was like, we need to leave, and they already ops, why didn't they get on that with him in the club? I'm so confused, bro.
In 2018 and 2019 from the Perry Avenue gang on probable cause of first-degree murder. Prosecutors also cited inconsistent witnesses as a reason to not prosecute. 2 of those suspects have since been killed. Another, identified by a witness, told police, "I didn't pull the trigger." So 2 of the guys that were responsible out of the 5 for killing ZackTV have already been killed. The 3 other men are in prison for unrelated charges, and the 2 friends, T Streets and AMG Fresh, who were with ZackTV, also been killed. A friend of ZackTV named AMG Bell D, who was also good friends with AMG Fresh and T Streets, did a DJU interview where he speaks on the murder of ZackTV.
Unfortunately, there came a time in which I'd have looked up and saw, you know, AMG Fresh not here with us no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Fresh, he gone now. He been gone for 2 years, a little bit over 2 years now. Yeah, he gone. He ain't get killed though.
What was that like? What happened? You know, what was the news? How was your reaction? You know,
You know, people always going through personal issues, you know? I really don't know. I can't really speak on everything Fresh was going through, but you know what I'm saying? I just can tell you that ZackTV shit was weighing heavy on him. It was weighing heavy on folks, you know what I'm saying? Like, they was trying to make folks look like something that he wasn't.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that ZackTV was really at the event, really for T Streets and AMG Fresh. You know what I'm saying? That's why them was the only two artists he recorded that night. You know, he didn't care about who else was there. He was trying to build with them. He was so focused on the hundreds and the artists in the hundreds, and he didn't even give a about a lot of artists. Like when it come to pushing their music, he was really they was a team. AMG Fresh, ZackTV, and T Streets.
Okay.
It was some team shit. You know, I'm saying, like, I've been with Goontown for over 15 years now. I've been knowing them, been knowing Zack before all this shit. Like, so that really he had a relationship with us just off the strength of me. You know what I'm saying? And him and Fresh had their own shit going on, and he went down there to really, you know what I'm saying, help folks them, you know what I'm saying, to promote what they had going on, and he overheard motherfuckers saying what they was gonna do to him. And he was stopping that shit. But a lot of motherfuckers don't know this. He stopped motherfuckers from getting on the stage and fucking up Fresh performance. A lot of motherfuckers don't know that either.
We talking about Zack right now?
ZackTV.
Yeah.
He heard motherfuckers saying what they was about to do to Fresh and who out the Bam in the third, and he told them like, nah, we ain't here for that. You know what I'm saying? They was about to get on the stage and Zack stopped them like, please don't do this shit. People don't know this though. Zack left a little early before the show ended, so he can be outside on the front waiting for Fresh. When Fresh came out, he was telling Fresh get his ass in the car, but it was Fresh's girl's birthday. He drunk as fuck. He, you know what I'm saying, T. Him and his girl, the only one went together. You know what I'm saying? Fresh ain't had nobody with him, just him and his girl. And Zack was telling him to get in the car, showed him his pipe and everything, like, nah, get your ass in the car, niggas own that with you, like, you know what I'm saying?
Zack had a pipe on him?
Yeah, Zack had a pipe on him. Zack had a pipe on him, gang. He showed Fresh his pipe and told Fresh, get your ass in the car, because Fresh thought it was a game. And motherfuckers supposedly seen Fresh getting up in that car, you know what I'm saying? And that's what made them get on that car. But on the recording, the only thing you see is Fresh and them getting their shits out the car, you know what I'm saying, and getting back up in his shit, you know what I'm saying? That's what motherfuckers see on the recording, so that looked fishy. It was never no shooting on the recording that, you know what I'm saying, that the world seen.
Sounded like Fresh had something going on. Zack suffered the consequences of what he had going on.
No.
Yes.
It wasn't that. Fresh ain't never have shit going on.
You said it was people that was approaches Fresh on stage.
So look. This is the good thing, because this is the confusing part. You got the people who you said was supposedly in the club who was on that with Fresh, who seen them getting in that car, so they got on that car. But they was ops to ZackTV already from him being from 105 Goontown, and that's why they shot up the car. So it's like, did they shoot up the car because they was trying to hit AMG Fresh, or did they shoot up the car because they was already ops with ZackTV? Like,
this what I forgot to say. They said that's dude that be fucking with the BDs. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know what BDs they was talking about, you know what I'm saying?
They could have been talking about
But
ZackTV.
that's what they said too. Zack had a chance to let Fresh know all this. Him and T Streets, he had the chance. They should have left. When Zack took them to the car, Zack chose to tell them what was going on then, instead of getting to the hundreds and let them know, or called them. He got to the car, they made it to Fresh car and parked right in front of him. You know what I'm saying? And Zack chose to let them sit in the Fresh girl was in the front seat. T Streets and Fresh was in the back seat. And she hopped out the car when they pulled up and got in their car and started it.
They had, so that was just bad judgment then, because y'all really could have made up out of there. Y'all could have got up out of there and you could have been living your life, but instead you chose to debrief right there when you should have waited till y'all got back to where y'all was from or where y'all was going to do it. Yeah.
I chose to tell them the little shit that he was telling them right then and there instead of leaving. ZackTV died saving Fresh, bro. Fresh didn't even know nothing was going on. All the weird shit started happening after ZackTV death, gang. You know what I'm saying? It was just a lot of he say, she say, motherfuckers ain't know the truth, you know what I'm saying? But truth coming out, you know, just watch the internet. The internet will tell you everything, gang. But only thing I'ma speak on is that T Streets and Fresh ain't have shit to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers was trying to kill Fresh, and that came from ZackTV himself. And the motherfuckers that was trying to get down on Fresh, you know what I'm saying? That's how that shit went, gang.
On a Friday night, October 25th, 2019.
But then, if that's what you're saying, then he did. That was the reason. So it's like, it's not his fault that ZackTV is gone. But them niggas wanted Fresh. They didn't want ZackTV. It just so happened that they end up being from opposite hoods. Okay.
AMG Fresh passed away.
Peace,
it is not clear what the situation was over. A post on Chiracology says that he could have been killed over money, a female, or a play gone wrong. But AMG Bell D said on the DJU interview that he didn't get killed. If he was really that depressed over the ZackTV situation, it can possibly be that he took his own life, or maybe even an overdose. The post on Reddit also clarifies what AMG...
Anybody got info on AMG Fresh's, it probably say AMG Fresh's death. They are linked with Bell D, who was one of the most influential BDs in the Hundreds and a member of AMG. AMG is tied with SMD from Altgeld, which Bell is also a member of. AMG equals rappers, SMD equals killers. SMD members rap too, but they're legit terrorizing 130th. Fresh could have been killed over money, a bitch. Some say over Goontown, saying the ZackTV hit was meant for him. Some say he fucked up a lot of pounds of loud and the plug came from Cali to the address. Hell no. Some say the not a goofy diss was towards the SMD BDs and they killed him. Oh, so when they say that's the nigga who be with the BDs, they talking about that's the nigga who be with SMD. Okay, cool. So now everything is starting to connect itself. It's starting to click. So I think that he was killed by the people, those 5 people. Even though that they got dropped off the case, it's not because they was innocent. It's because they claimed mutual combat. Okay, cool. Mutual combat. They wanted to kill AMG Fresh and got ZackTV. Could have been a play gone wrong. I don't know. But I know bro was a real one who really got the money and drove Range Rovers, though, through the hood. Bro wore all his chains in the project and was good with the GDs and BDs in our area.
Bell D said on the DJU interview when he said ZackTV's death was weighing over him all the way up to his death. This is a very unfortunate situation. Not only ZackTV died, but T Streets and AMG Fresh both died also, which means everybody that was in that Jeep that night has passed away. 2 of the killers from Perry Avenue were also killed. It's unclear if they were killed over ZackTV. The other 3 men that were involved with ZackTV's death are still alive, who are all in prison for drug charges till this day. Some still believe that ZackTV was killed over the Kanika Jenkins case, but I strongly believe that the police did solve the crime, although the killers are not convicted. It's clear that the murder was not mutual combat, and the killers really tried to murder AMG.
You gotta think about it like this. If you somebody in Chicago, and you got somebody high profile as ZackTV, he gets killed. Basically, you know what I'm saying? They just hit the wrong guy. But he gets killed. They talking about some fucking mutual combat and the killers get off. And you wonder why Chicago is a fucking shit show. God damn, that's crazy as fuck.
Fresh, but shot and killed ZackTV instead. So to simply break it all down, ZackTV called Chicago King Dave last minute and got his friend AMG Fresh in to perform that night. There was some kind of rap battle between AMG Fresh and whoever else that almost turned physical, which ZackTV stopped in the club after overhearing the group of men wanting to jump AMG Fresh on stage. After ZackTV felt the bad vibes in the club, he left early to get his Jeep, so he was able to leave before anyone else. So after the club, he picked up AMG Fresh and his girlfriend, taking them to their car 2 blocks away. T Streets was also with them in the Jeep. Instead of taking them to their car and leaving right away, ZackTV parked by their car and explained to AMG Fresh everything that happened in the club. While they sat there, AMG Fresh's girlfriend got in her car and started it, and a van full of the attackers pulled alongside of ZackTV's Jeep, shooting multiple times at them. Either AMG Fresh or T Streets returned fire. ZackTV was shot in his shoulder and shot in the back of his ear, which the bullet lodged into his brain. ZackTV crashed his Jeep on a pole, and T Streets and AMG Fresh both hopped out, jumping into the car AMG Fresh's girlfriend was driving, leaving the scene in fear that the attackers will come back. Police pulled up to the Jeep, discovering ZackTV alone, slumped over with his gun underneath him. ZackTV was taken to the hospital where he succumbed to his injuries at 4:20 a.m. Rumor went around that ZackTV was backdoored by his own friends. About a week later, on the day of ZackTV's funeral, T Streets was shot and killed. Police figured out 5 men from Perry Avenue killed ZackTV but failed to charge them with murder because it was unclear who shot first. AMG Fresh loses his life somehow on October 25, 2019. 2 of the 5 killers were shot and killed also, and the other 3 men are in prison to this day. ZackTV never got justice for his murder. Chicago King Dave spoke about ZackTV on an interview where he said that he never did another event till this day.
So the night Zach get killed, like, how did you find out about the information and how has it impacted you?
You know, he was at my show that night. I had an indie show, all Chicago artists. And it was a peaceful night, great event. All the artists showed up, performed, made a lot of money that night. And Zach wanted to bring an artist, his homie. And he just got back from Vegas and called me last minute. I was telling other artists, like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm booked, it's already done. Cause I be on time, I'm like Live Nation.
Yeah.
You know, if I say 8 o'clock, we starting at 7:58. If you ain't there, I don't care who you is, and everybody know that about me. You can be with me every day, best friend. If your ass ain't there, your ass ain't performing. That's just how it go. Cause I ain't finna you gotta keep your name good with this shit, you know? So he called me and he had somebody he wanted to perform, and I'm like, bring them, you good. Gave them time, they came, showed up, left the show, something happened, and he ended up dead, you know what I'm saying?
I know I was hearing rumors.
That shit crazy.
That, you know how the YouTube conspiracy things go crazy. And I don't know if the girl you just named that passed away was the girl that was in the freezer?
Yeah, Kanika Jenkins.
Yeah, and so some people was like, well, he was reporting on it too much. And it was pressure like, hey, you digging in it too much. And that was possibly the reason why he was gunned down.
Nah, hell no.
You just feel like wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah. You know, it just went bad that night. You know, the wrong place, some bad decisions. And I don't even know if they was on him. The people that did it was bad decisions for them. You know what I'm saying? Zach was a good person, man. He was loved in Chicago. So think about it. He went to some of the roughest communities in Chicago that people can't even pay to go.
Yeah.
Nothing ever happened to him. How he get killed downtown. So they tell you, that wasn't for him.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
The cause of his death, like the streets talking,
That's
like
a good point.
What was you hearing amongst like the people in the community and the artists that he impacted?
As far as like positive things?
Yeah, like as far as him just like being, cause did anybody ever expect like it could happen as that? Being that he's so
hell no. After all them interviews he did with all sides and people ops, nobody felt like that. I ain't never think like, you know, I was standing outside and heard the shots.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. I say, damn, somebody got f***ed up down there. Excuse me. 15 minutes later, chick FaceTime me, showing me. Putting Zach on the stretcher, crying. I'm like, Zach? Literally was like a block and a half away.
Yeah.
I'm standing in the front, paying my DJs, like DJ Amaris. Yeah, me and DJ Amaris out there. I'm like, man, you get paid, they give you the money. I gave somebody else the money. He like, yeah, then we boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna get the f*** out. I'm like, yeah, they just somebody up down there. Never knew that was Zach.
Damn.
Never knew that. Till I got that call. Damn, they like, yeah, they finna take him to Northwest Hospital. Then they called me back like, man, he gone. I was in tears. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't did another show since that.
What was your mindset for a while after that happened? Did you think like anything that you felt like you could have did differently?
It's dealing with who you dealing with. Like, you gotta understand, when you too connected to somebody or whatever, they beef is your beef, bro. If you rolling around with a person who claim to be a top op or this, that, and the third, or they dealing with somebody who the internet claims is killers, you don't never know who they killed and who you around who related to somebody who they possibly claim they killed.
This day, I always be like, but I know there was nothing I could do. I wasn't there. I didn't know shit that was going on. You know what I'm saying? But I'd be like, damn, I should have just told him no, and he would never been there.
Yeah.
As you can see, a lot of people were affected by what happened to ZackTV. Chicago lost an important figure that only spreaded positivity. He played an important role in Chicago. He's definitely a pioneer of a YouTuber that was first doing the hood vlogs and the interviews.
Facts.
To this day, I go on ZackTV's YouTube channel and watch his legendary videos. ZackTV was definitely a Chicago legend. FBG Duck said it himself on the song Chicago Legends. At the end of the day, nobody wins in this sad situation. Everyone who was involved is either dead or in prison. This should have never happened to ZackTV. He was doing the right thing, but that's life. Rest in peace, ZackTV, T Streets, and AMG Fresh. Anyways, I'm gonna end it there. And
it's crazy how everybody in that car passed away. Everybody, not one single person that was in that car is alive today. 2 of them was killed in the same week. AMG Fresh, we don't know nothing about it. But that's nor here nor there, bro. That's crazy, bro. I didn't know that it was like that, but it turns out that even though they wasn't aiming for him, he still got killed by his ops. So that's just what it is, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Get in that comment box. Tell me how you felt about this video. Rest in peace, ZackTV. It was a legend, man. It's your boy Key checking in, checking out. We gone.